On 28 July 1986, 25-year-old estate agent Suzy Lamplugh left her office for an ordinary property appointment and never returned. The client's name in her diary was simply Mr. Kipper. Her car was later found abandoned nearby, containing an unidentified fingerprint. Her body has never been recovered. Now, exactly 40 years later, detectives are making what may become their final sustained attempt to solve the case. Was Mr. Kipper a real client, a false identity, or a trap created specifically for Suzy? Before this investigation ends, we will uncover the clue that led police to one convicted murderer, the opportunities investigators admitted they missed, and the final evidence detectives still hope could bring Suzy home. Monday, 28 July 1986, began as an ordinary summer working day in southwest London. Suzy Lamplugh worked at Sturgis & Sons, an estate agency located at 654 Fulham Road. She was 25 years old, energetic, sociable, and building an independent life in the city. At approximately 12:40 that afternoon, she left the office carrying property keys, her car keys, a purse containing about £15, and her credit cards. Curiously, she left her main handbag behind. Her destination was 37 Shorrolds Road, an empty property placed on the market only a week earlier. The appointment had been recorded in the office diary as 12:45 Mr. Kipper, 37 Shorrolds Road, outside. No one at the estate agency appeared to know Mr. Kipper. There was no confirmed address, no verified telephone number, and no reliable record establishing that the man had contacted the office through the usual channels. At approximately 12:50, Suzy was reportedly seen waiting outside the house. That was the last confirmed stage of her working schedule. A later witness account described a woman resembling Suzy near the property with a smartly dressed man, but exactly who the witness saw could never be proved conclusively. As the afternoon passed, her colleagues became concerned. She was considered reliable, and disappearing without explanation was completely out of character. Suzy's mother, Diana, immediately understood that something was deeply wrong. This was not someone abandoning her job or spontaneously leaving London. Suzy had simply stepped out to meet a client and vanished in broad daylight. The first major physical clue appeared several hours later. Suzy's company car, a white Ford Fiesta, was discovered in Stevenage Road, approximately a mile from the property she had planned to show. The location raised immediate questions. Had Suzy driven there willingly? Had another person taken control of the vehicle? Or had it been moved deliberately to confuse investigators? Police examined it for signs of violence and searched for anything that might identify the last person inside. Among the evidence recovered was a fingerprint that did not belong to Suzy. 4 decades later, that fingerprint reportedly remains unidentified. There was no confirmed crime scene, no recovered weapon, and no conclusive trace establishing where Suzy had been taken. The apparent cleanliness of the disappearance became one reason the case captured national attention. A young professional woman had vanished during office hours in one of the busiest cities in the world, apparently without leaving a clear trail. But the investigation did produce one description that would dominate the case for decades: a well-dressed man who may have been seen with Suzy near the property. Police created a composite image. The unknown client now had a face, but still no confirmed identity. The name Mr. Kipper became the center of the mystery. Investigators considered several possibilities. Perhaps the name had been misunderstood when spoken over the telephone. Perhaps it was a genuine surname. Or perhaps it was an alias chosen by someone who never intended to buy a property. Police appealed for the man to come forward. If the appointment had been innocent, he could have explained when he saw Suzy and where she went afterward. But no verified Mr. Kipper ever presented himself. That silence transformed the diary entry from a routine appointment into one of Britain's most haunting clues. Investigators faced another difficulty. Estate agents in the 1980s often met strangers alone. Mobile telephones, digital location sharing, online identity checks, and modern employee tracking systems did not exist. A false name and plausible appearance could give someone private access to an agent inside an empty property. However, one crucial distinction must remain clear. There is no conclusive evidence proving that the person called Mr. Kipper existed as described, that the witness saw the same individual, or that the appointment was definitely arranged by Suzy's killer. Years would pass before investigators found a suspect whose background made the name seem far more significant. John Cannon was a convicted murderer, rapist, and kidnapper with a documented history of violence against women. In 1989, he received life sentences for crimes including the murder of 29-year-old Shirley Banks. His connection to Suzy's case was built from a series of circumstances. He had been released from custody only 3 days before Suzy disappeared. He had connections to West London. Investigators believed his appearance resembled the composite image of the man reportedly seen with Suzy. And most strikingly, Cannon had reportedly been known by the nickname Kipper during an earlier period of imprisonment. Police interviewed him repeatedly. He denied involvement. There was no verified forensic evidence placing Cannon inside Suzy's car or at 37 Shorrolds Road. No witness identification was strong enough to secure a prosecution. In 2002, the Metropolitan Police publicly named Cannon as the only suspect in Suzy's presumed murder. Nevertheless, the Crown Prosecution Service determined there was insufficient evidence to charge him. Police also acknowledged that significant opportunities had been missed during the original investigation. Cannon remained in prison for the murder of Shirley Banks and his other offences, continuing to deny any involvement. In November 2024, he died in prison at the age of 70. His death closed the possibility that he might one day confess or reveal a location. John Cannon was never convicted of any crime against Suzy Lamplugh, but to investigators he remained the primary suspect until his death. On 28th July 2026, the 40th anniversary of Suzy's disappearance, the Metropolitan Police renewed their appeal. Investigators are reportedly reviewing approximately 30 witnesses who may still be traced or re-interviewed, while also considering how developments in forensic science and artificial intelligence could help organize the enormous case archive. But technology cannot manufacture evidence. Old fingerprints may be incomplete, biological material can degrade, witness memories can change over decades. The unidentified fingerprint from Suzy's car remains especially important. If modern comparison methods established who left it, it could reshape the case entirely. Police have indicated that without a meaningful breakthrough, the active cold case work may be wound down within approximately 12 months. Time is now one of the greatest threats. Witnesses are aging, memories are fading. People who may have protected someone in 1986 might believe the truth no longer matters because the primary suspect is dead. But for Suzy's surviving family, recovering her remains would still matter deeply. A location would transform suspicion into evidence, reveal how she died, and after 4 decades, finally allow Suzy to be brought home. On 28th July 1986, Suzy Lamplugh left her estate agency office to attend a property appointment recorded under the name Mr. Kipper and never returned. Her company car was recovered, but investigators found no conclusive evidence revealing where she had been taken. John Cannon became the Metropolitan Police's principal suspect, denied involvement, was never charged in Suzy's case, and died in prison in 2024. Suzy's body has never been found. The central questions remain unanswered. Who arranged the appointment? Who left the unidentified fingerprint? And where is Suzy? Perhaps someone still alive remembers a suspicious journey, an unexplained absence, or a remark made in confidence decades ago. To that person, The detail may appear insignificant. To Suzy's family, it could be the missing piece that finally ends 40 years of uncertainty. Please discuss the case respectfully and remember that suspicion is not the same as a criminal conviction. If you found this investigation compelling, subscribe to Mysterious Crime, like this video, share it with someone who loves documentaries, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next investigation. Every mystery has a story.